In March 2014, we were granted funds under the Indigenous Heritage Program. We were granted this funding from the Minister for Cabinet for management of important Barkindji cultural heritage sites around Fletchers Lake Reserve. The reason why we do the tracks around away from the burial sites, it's important because they're getting damaged, and with the wind and rain, our old people are coming up again, and it's been like that forever. And our job and duty, it's always been to protect and preserve them. With this funding that we've got, has actually given us an opportunity to do these things. We're aware of it, a couple of years ago, the old people were aware of it 20, 30 years ago, and it's gave us an opportunity to be able to, close them off, to be able to protect them, and for us to be able to monitor them and protect, keep them safe and protect, because they're our ancestors that, they've got more knowledge than we'll ever have, but that's where we come from, and they talk to us and speak to us and show us around, and they're guiding us to these different places. Say, look, I'm over here, mate, can you help me out? And when we do, we're passionate on it because we have to. That's our calling. If we see something, we've got to act on it straight away. We started all these things, put them in process. Now we've got to keep it up and actually make it more important to the community. We've got to keep following on with our monitoring and protection works. But I want to bring more young people through. We've got the juvenile justice working with us now. We're going to get kids doing community service, and we don't want them in the system, we want them with us, and they can join our system, because that's what they need, and it's proven with the young guys we've got now that what we do works, and this is where we need to go. We need to be supported more, because we are the people that need to do this job, and we're only getting started, we're not finished. The kids are seeing it in the community, and we need them with us. I need to have them with these boys now. So where I leave, they take over and the little fellas come up, so it's an ongoing process to show the world that what us Barkindji people can do on our country. Well, the fireplaces and the scar trees, it's just identifying stuff that's on the walking trail for people like the tourists and other people that are going to get involved with this walking trail to understand what's actually there. And we record them sites, so we know they're there, and we do surveys on them and check them out, and hopefully no damage occurs to them, but just keeping an eye on them and pointing them out to the tourists and people that come, because they need to be aware of what's there. If they're interested in what we're doing, there's stuff there that we can show them. It's a benefit to us to show the culture, and the reasons why we want to protect them is because that's got stories and history that we need to capture and to keep hold of for our younger people.
We need to share what we know and what we've learnt, but it can't be just written down on paper. It's got to be shown to the world. And ever since that I've been working with Bmeet, I could see other opportunities, like ever since working with GroovyTube, learning a lot about media and film. It's really opened doorways that I could show what needs to be done, and I could express my feelings through the footage that I can film. And just by me looking forward and keep maintaining my film industry and learning more, I could help younger people see there is a better future. I was bad at a stage like you. Mate, you can change.
Well, since we've had the environmental flow, a number of things have come back. The bird life, the animals, the plants, the vegetation, just the growth itself. Like when it was summertime, it was hot as hell out there, and to drive through the area, like all the trees in the surrounding area were struggling, but the river kubo and the box trees and the lignum was just fluorescent, just glowing from that rejuvenation of water. Yeah, well, the native vegetation, we need that to be preserved and protected too. And the motorbikes, they rip through nearly everything, as you know. And like to be able to see an old motorbike track covered over with new vegetation, it's a success for us. The methods we're using is actually working. Like just a simple track closed sign and a few bollards, and us being out there on the ground and they know that we're there, in different areas. Like there's other spots that we found that they're going to, but hopefully we'll slowly push them out, and they get an understanding that it's been always been wrong to ride on this, these areas that are significant to us. But yeah, to see the vegetation grow back, it proves to us that it's a simple thing. Stay off it, and we don't know what's going to grow. Like there's stuff out there waiting to grow, and like we've noticed a lot of different things coming to the country, like plants, bird life, animals. It's all coming back because the country's healing itself by us, our presence, and that's another opportunity that we've been part of. Another part of the bush tuck that's out, the ruby saltbush, it's got a little berry on it, but it's a sweet berry. You don't eat a whole lot of it. It's got a bittery seed in it, but you can get sweetness from it. So when we were kids, we used to get them, put them in a cup of water and mix them up, like a little bit of a cordial sort of thing, but it's actually a medicinal plant too. It's good for your insides, and it keeps parasites out of you and keeps your skin good, same as the emu bush. And it's starting to die off now with the seasons changing, but when it's in abundance, it's there for us to eat. The emus get stuck into it, they need that. When they're laying eggs, they nest around that type of stuff because it's a close source of food for them. We've been basically working on the main areas that we've been working on, and we just checked the pine tree area just to see how things are going, because we've done an exclusion zone to see if there's any more pine trees coming through. And as we was there, we knew there was a motorbike track in around that area, but shocked to see that there was like a massive enduro track that they've made. Like they've moved away from where we stopped them, but they're over here and they've made a mess. The area they're riding on is a sandhill, and always sandhills in our country away from lakes close to the creeks are burial grounds. And down on the creek there's some markers on the box tree indicating that there's burials in that area. But just to see that they've made these tracks and then they're maintaining the tracks and making new tracks, that's ridiculous, and it's hurtful, because there's signs there saying no. Yesterday when we were doing the baiting on the walking trail, there's a lot of rabbit burrows around the area. We want to eradicate the pest that's on that area. The fox toxin tablets, it's a new method that we use. We usually do the gas rhodinating and doing free feed with the 1080. This is a different method to try. It's a little gas tablet you put in the orange, and the moisture releases the gases as you put it down the burrow. When it goes in the burrow, it releases and kills the rabbits, so we backfill it with sticks so the rabbits can't dig back out in the dirt to stop them from the gas releasing. And we do that as much as we can when we need to do it in different areas, and it's just a trial in different spots, like the three methods that we use, and we sort of see which one's beneficial to different areas. Like if it's a big area, we focus on the gassing and stuff, like the Rodex gun. But this is a little trial for different plots, like for instance the walking trail, where we can't get big machinery and different things in there. So hopefully we can learn some more about that and keep that method up with the little warrens. Well, the school kids there, they don't really know much about what's going on out on the land. They know about kangaroos and emus and different things, but when you get them out on a field trip and show them a fireplace, a scar tree, and tell them the uses and the methods and why and how, and I like to keep it simple to them, like it's common sense how people lived. Like we weren't rushing around panicking about this, that and the other. Food was there. If it wasn't, we'd move on. It's just like if you're in an area, things are getting scarce, you move on. Like if the supermarket had no food, you wouldn't hang around. And the kids are learning that about their people, because they just thought that our people just sat around and lived off the land. Well, we did, but we followed seasons, and we learnt that things come if you go. And the kids are taking it all in so well, because it's in them, and they love being with us because they don't need to miss out, and they need to know when they finish their schooling, or even if they drop out, there's someone there for them, and it's us guys to guide them into something else or this if they want. They don't have to, we can't make them do anything, but there's got to be something that they want, and we can open doors and opportunities for them by guiding them into different avenues, and they're all keen. You just got to guide them, and that's the only thing they're lacking is guidance, and we're here for them because we love them. To be able to grant this funding from the Minister from Cabinet, it's helped us out, and future funding will keep us going to be able to keep on preserving and protecting these areas that need protecting.